I want to start today's video by reading you something. This isn't a hypothetical scenario. This is a letter I received 2 days ago from a woman we're going to call Nora to protect her peace. Nora writes, Siz, I think I'm losing my mind. I've been with my partner for 4 years. We just got engaged. Last night, we sat down to talk about our future home. He pulled out a laptop, opened a spreadsheet, and told me that for us to be equal partners, we need to split every single bill 50/50ths. Rent, utilities, the Netflix subscription, even the engagement party costs. Siz, he earns double what I make. He's a senior engineer. I'm a teacher. If I pay half the rent he wants, I will have exactly $200 left at the end of the month for my savings, my hair, my clothes, and my gas. He will have $4,000 left. When I told him this felt unfair, he looked me in the eye and said, I thought you were a modern woman. Why do you want to be a burden? I went to the bathroom and cried. Because the truth is, I'm already doing 100% of the grocery shopping, the cooking, and the cleaning. I'm the one who remembers his mother's birthday. I'm the one who makes sure we have toilet paper. If I'm paying half the bills but doing all the work, who is actually being the burden here? Is this what modern looks like? Siz, please help me understand the math, because it isn't adding up. Nora, thank you for being so raw with us. Siz, we need to talk about Nora. Because Nora isn't alone. She is caught in what I call the 50-50 mirage. Before we look at Nora's options, we have to look at the reality of the world we live in. We are told that equality is about the numbers on a bank statement, but research tells a much darker story. Research from the University of Michigan's Institute for Social Research shows that having a husband creates an extra 7 hours of housework a week for women, while for men, having a wife saves them about an hour of housework. Think about that. The moment a woman enters a 50-50 financial agreement, she is often entering a 100-0 labor agreement. Furthermore, data from the OECD, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, consistently shows that women globally spend 2 to 10 times more time on unpaid care work than men. When Nora's partner asks for 50% of the rent, he is ignoring the shadow economy Nora is running. If we look at the motherhood penalty research from Harvard University, we see that women's earnings drop significantly after having children, while men's often stay the same or even increase, what researchers call the fatherhood premium. If Nora agrees to 50-50 now, what happens when they have a child? If she takes a year off work, does she owe him back rent for the time she spent birthing his child? This is where the math breaks. If your partner insists on a 50-50 financial split but doesn't have a spreadsheet for 50-50 laundry, 50-50 mental load, and 50-50 emotional labor, then he isn't looking for an equal. He is looking for a subsidized lifestyle. Nora, you asked me what to do. I'm not here to tell you to leave or to stay. I'm here to give you the options that the research and the reality of sovereignty provide. You have to decide which door you can live behind. Option 1. The proportional equity model. Some couples find peace not in equal, but in equitable. This is based on the proportional contribution model. If he earns 70% of the household income, he pays 70% of the bills. This ensures that both partners have the same disposable income at the end of the month. The result, it protects your ability to save. But it requires him to acknowledge that his time is not more valuable than yours. If he calls you a burden for suggesting this, you have to ask yourself, does he value the money more than your well-being? Option 2, the radical labor audit. If he wants 50-50 on the money, then everything else must be 50-50ths. You stop doing his laundry. You stop cooking his meals. You stop buying his mother's gifts. You hire a cleaner and split the cost. The result, this usually ends the modern woman argument very quickly. When men realize that equal means they have to scrub half the toilets and plan half the meals, the 50-50 spreadsheet usually disappears. It's a path of friction, but it reveals the truth of the relationship. Option 3. The sovereign exit, the escape fund. If he refuses to budge and continues to use words like burden and gold digger to push you into a bad deal, you have to look at the exit. You do not sign a lease. You do not sign a marriage contract. You quietly start diverting every extra cent into an account he cannot touch. The result, this option acknowledges that you are currently in a business transaction, not a partnership. It gives you the space to realize that being single and paying 100% of your own small apartment might actually be cheaper than paying 50% of his modern trap. Siz, I've given Nora the data. I've given her the options. But now I want to hear from you. Have you ever been in Nora's shoes? Have you ever felt like a roommate with benefits because of a 50-50 agreement? Or do you think Nora is being too sensitive? Is 50-50 the only way to stay independent in 2026? There is no final decision here. Only the choice that allows you to sleep at night without feeling like your soul is being taxed. If you have a story like Nora's, whether it's about family boundaries, the 50-50 trap, or anything else, I want to read it. I want to share it with our community so we can all learn together. Please email me your stories at sizcommunitystories@gmail.com. I read every single one. And if this conversation helped you see the math a little more clearly today, please subscribe to the channel and join our community. We are building a space where we don't just talk about the problems. We look at the blueprints for freedom. Stay alert, keep your math sharp, and stay sovereign, Siz. I'll see you in the comments.